Good morning, adventurers, and welcome to another video from the Stief Adventure Academy. Today we're going to be looking into the hunting pack. This is one of those, I don't know, little backpacky things. It probably has a real fancy name on the interwebs. Whoops, dropping stuff already. And this was gifted to me by one of my colleagues at work. He had ordered it for fishing, and it turned out to be a little bit small. And frankly, because it was super tactical and camouflaged, he thought of me. At least that's what he said. Camo ZZ top, I think is what he said. Anyway, I don't know what he's talking about. But today we're going to look at what's in the bag, just as a means of offering you all out there in the spaces around, out and about, and perhaps even in the wilds of Albert County, to look at what are you carrying. I'd be curious to know what you think I should add, and what maybe things you think are just silly that I don't need in here. Let's just dive in. Now, first of all, of course, I'm always going to have the buffs, because you just can't have too many buffs. I actually love these things. Not only do they make a great toque or balaclava, but you can cover up the old deer signal. And, of course, they come in my favorite color. They do come in other colors, by the way. This one, for instance, is Cool Max. I usually go with the Cool Max because of the ventilation and the evaporation. And then, of course, on the top of your bag, you're probably going to have your orange hat. Depending on where you are around here, they gently require a hat that's orange. Whatever. Keeps your wigwam. And then, of course, this thing's got a nice carry handle on the top. And this, because, you know, normally we're getting ready in the middle of the dark. You got the big scary knife on the top. Ideal for partridge hunting, that sort of thing. What else have we got? Well, we got the car keys. Not going to get far without the car keys. And a little tip, it might be worthwhile to put your trigger lock key on your car keys. But when you lend your car keys, because of course your key solution, if it's anything like mine, I didn't like the rings. It wasn't flexible enough, particularly with these big fobs. So mine is based in paracord with, of course, the Olight and the Flytanium. That's their largest clip, by the way. So if you're thinking you're going to buy, you know, a great big carabiner, that's the largest carabiner style clip that Flytanium makes. There it is next to the key. You probably want to put, like I say, a trigger lock key on here, but more than that, you probably want to put a trigger lock key in your bag, because when you lend your vehicle to somebody and then you get out out to the wilds and you realize that your trigger lock key is on the keys you gave them, well, that's a great day for scouting. Let's just say it. Experience. Oops, who did that? All the fingers are pointing at me. So other things you're probably going to want to carry in your bag. So on this side we got some gloves. These gloves are surprisingly effective. And look at that. Using the word surprisingly in a sentence, and it's grammatically correct. Who knew that it could even be done on the interwebs? But they are surprisingly effective. They are quite thin from Oakley. They're a little bit grippy on the one side. The more worn out they get, the better they are seams. Then, of course, your orange vest. That's shoved in the side. What else have we got? Well, you got to have your retro reflective Umbrella Corporation logo, right? Ooh, hypnotizes the partridge. Not at all. Nice thing about solo hunting, particularly in the wilds of Albert County, where there ain't nobody, is there ain't nobody to tell you how silly you look with an Umbrella Corporation patch on your tactical camo butt pack. So we'll get the handle out of the way. A good friend of mine gifted me this shell holder. In here you can put all kinds of things. It just keeps a couple of shells right up close front and center. That way if you need to change ammunition. We're in a varying season here, so we're generally I'm after crow, varying hare, partridge. We're also permitted coyote. And so if you need to switch up from a bird load to a coyote load, having a tactical right on the front of your belt, kind of jobby, can be nice. If you're also using a single shot or something like that, you might want to have those quick reloads. Now this bag is compressible. by nature. And of course you might see that my good friend on another YouTube channel, Muskrat Jim. Hey Muskrat Jim! Might be coming to see you in February. That'll be tactical and YouTube worthy. But he sent me a patch. I really appreciate that. So I changed it into a Velcro patch so that you can put it on your hat, put it on your bag. That one rides there pretty regularly. Insofar as I put it on there, never took it off. So, in no particular order, things you should carry. Probably some Kleenex. Particularly in allergy season, which seems to have been months and months this year with the freeze and thaw. Something you might not be thinking about, doggy bags. These are great if you're walking your tactical chihuahua, or you can use them as game bags. They're disposable and really nice. Something else you might not see, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $25 store. This one was, I think, $1.50. It's a small spotting scope. This is a nice little optic to have. It's graduated inside for golf, but gives you an idea of distance. Just a really nice to be able to identify what you're looking at. Is that really a partridge up there, or is that just a rock? Now, of course, your extra key for the trigger locks. That's in here. Some slightly larger game bags. Yes, they're green compostable bags. We've got a couple of them in there just in case you get a rabbit or something larger. A little sustenance, and by sustenance I mean chocolate covered espresso beans. Let's all just take a moment for the chocolate covered espresso beans. 5 seconds on the internet feels like a minute, so that was it. But wow, those are just nice to have. Not so much if you're running out of energy, but they are, full of empty calories, so if you did need them. But really, it's just something about stinking up your breath when there's no one around to complain. Oh, so good. Band-Aids are a great idea. This little Cabela slide kit is just a nice tchotchke for some Band-Aids. And that takes us through the front pocket on this bag. What else do we have? Oh, look, another pocket with more zippers. I think this bag would probably weigh about a pound less if it didn't have all these zippers. So in the top, we just keep the essentials, just quick stuff, wallets. There's a pair of Ear Pro in here in case you end up at the range, or you really just, you know what, you didn't find anything, you're in Albert County, you got a bag full of ammo and a bad attitude, so yeah, Ear Pro. And then of course your Cabela slip with your licensing and that sort of thing. Don't leave home without it. Now I'm a big fan of the new licensing scenario here in Albert County, insofar as it's basically just 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that you all get printed, and it's super easy to photocopy. So you do your double-sided photocopies for that and all of your firearms right to carry licensing stuff, and put one in every bag. So in your range bag, I've got one in with the ammo box that I would normally take to the range, so that's 2. I keep one in my hunting kit and also one in the vehicle. That way you are never caught, not that it's ever happened to me, but if you were ever in a random stop, or let's face it, the right foot's getting a little exercise and then there's a little light show in the back window, you always have the documentation no matter what's going on. I might suggest, just as an aside, to really monitor that right foot whilst you're heading to and from the bush or the gun range, just to avoid unwanted Imperial entanglements. Star Wars, love it. So other things I'm carrying, this is one of them wallet-sized shopping bags, pulls out and becomes a full-size shopping bag. I am hoping to get some varying hairs, and while the partridge fit right into this bag, a great big old rabbit probably isn't gonna. And if, it's never happened to me, but if you had a 2-rabbit day, this kind of shopping bag is really going to be nice. So you put them in your plastic bag so you're not making a mess, and then in here. There's an extra shoulder strap that goes with the bag in here, so it comes like a messenger sort of pseudo thing. Hey, Chimmy boy, welcome to the video. Chimmy's checking in. He loves the tactical stuff. He could smell it, the camouflage. So other things I'm carrying, one of these builder bars. This is like the super bars, like the bars that you see there on the Night at the Roxbury. And other things are in here in the main compartment. A lens cleaning. This is nice if you're wearing glasses, if you need glasses, that sort of thing. Emery board. This is basically some sort of file. You can file really anything with it. You can sharpen a knife with it. But if you break a nail, which I know sounds a little bit metro, but if you actually injure yourself by catching a nail whilst you're bushwhacking and looking to pick up your game, it can be really nice to be able to file that bad boy down because you're walking around in gloves and you don't want to catch it all the time. Last things that we seem to be carrying here. What else are we carrying? A serious ferro rod. This one's the fancy one. I would love to read this to you, but I haven't got my glasses on. Let me just hold it up for you. I think that's the Strike Force. This ferro rod is way more than you want. It's way more than you need, but it's really, really nice. I love that it's self-contained. There's a striker inside. It's protected from damage and breakage. There's a cap in here that's got a couple of fires worth of awesome stuff in here. Check out our ferro rod videos. And a little extra paracord because it's camouflage and tactical. Also makes it harder to lose. We keep some gloves in here. Just some of these plastic gloves. These can be nice if you're doing a messier job or you just need to be able to take care of business and not have it all over your hands. And finally, one of our tinder kits. I don't remember if I've done a video on my tinder kits. I probably should. But there's a dozen fires in here. So makeup pads with your petroleum jelly inside of a tin that makes char cloth with char cloth, and 3 or 4 other ignition and tinder mediums. So anything in here is going to work with that ferro rod and get a fire going. It can be important to get a fire going, particularly if you get real wet, if you fall through the ice on a stream crossing or fall into a puddle, which frankly would be way easier to have happen than we might think. And then finally get over here to the tactical end. I was lucky enough to get these cards here. These are from another real reputable company. I'll just show you the label because I haven't got my glasses on. And so in this set, I just, these are on with zip ties because I didn't have the fancy straps to put them on the molly. But there's enough ammunition out here to have a really great dinner later, and it just gives you easy access. And then we go down into that side pocket, and it's a great space for, again, a little bit more ammunition. Generally, I carry a mixed load, so there are probably a slug or 2 here, just in case you have an opportunity for a long-distance coyote, or if you are in deer season and also hunting small game with the, that's why I like the shotgun, because you can swap it out, and it does everything pretty good. But it's not a specialized tool insofar as you're not going to reach out at 250 yards and tag a buck like you can with a rifle. And it doesn't have, it's not the light carry. Hopefully the little teeny bullet makes it there for you like a 22. So there's probably a couple, there might be a slug or 2, probably a little bit of the double-aught buck, just in case. And then, of course, whatever shot shells you're using for your partridge hunt. And so, as I'm repacking this, I'm looking for other pockets because, frankly, this bag has a lot of really cool pockets. But I do find that myself being a little bit curious. I've been watching some new channels, finding some people that are fun. For instance, my buddy at Muskrat Jim, he's got some really fun things going on right now in the bushcrafty and shelter areas. I've also been watching a little bit of the Far North guy. He's having a really great time tagging partridge. Man, he lives in a spot where there are a lot of birds. In Albert County, I've only ever, this season, hunting 3 days, sometimes 4, well not days, mornings before work. 3 or 4 mornings a week. Now admittedly, I'm out there when it's way too early because I've got to be, back to work at the crack of. But I'm out there as early as they'll let me. And so I'm missing out on the prime birding season, but he's shooting the limit on a lot of his videos. Now, of course, it's the interweb, so they're probably edited, but still, I've never limited in partridge. I think that would be a really, really, really fun day. Although I did get 2 in one day this season, first time in my entire life hunting partridge. and I've been hunting partridge with somebody or as the hunter for, again, long before I had all this life experience. Never had a 2-bird day except to this year. So that probably has a lot to do with the timing, but really he's seeing so many birds, it's crazy. Like he said in one video they saw 50. Wow. I might have seen 50 partridge in a lifetime, and I definitely haven't eaten 50 partridge. But there's still lots of hunting ahead. And so, hopefully this video has been interesting, or at least boring enough to be par for our channel. And we have succeeded with another one. I would love to hear what you all think is stupid in the bag. I'd love to know what you all think I should be adding to the bag. Because, let's face it, there's always something to learn, particularly here at the Adventure Academy. From all of us to all of you, particularly when it's the season to be jolly, we sincerely hope that you will have a fantastic day, and of course, stay sharp. Bye for now.